Welcome to Digital Learning, an initiative of Directorate of Collegiate Education, Government of Karnataka. Professional Guides to Cultivating Humanity, an essay by Hema Raghavan, is prescribed for 3rd semester BCom Language English affiliated to Bengaluru North University. I am Nandana NG, Assistant Professor of English, Government First Grade College, Bagepalli. The essay is titled Professional Guides to Cultivating Humanity, written by Hema Raghavan. So in this session will be primarily an introductory session where we'll introduce ourselves or have an introduction to the lesson in particular, and also know more about the author Hema Raghavan, what are her thought process and why did she write this particular essay, Professional Guides to Cultivating Humanity. What are the learning objectives? The learning objectives of this session: through the course of this session, the student can look forward to understand that the modern society is disintegrated due to increased usage of technology. It will also help the student to understand how peace and harmony has to be built, and a smile is a prerequisite on everyone's face. It will also help the student to understand the value of closeness and to relearn how to count on each other. To understand the merits and demerits of modern communication and social media. In fact, we can say that for the youngsters, the last learning objective is of quintessential as of now, because most of the youngsters are hooked to the modern social media. They might feel that they're alive as they are on social media, but still everything has its both merits and demerits. So through the course of this session, or particularly all the sessions related to this lesson, the student can understand the merits and demerits of modern communication and also social media. So, session outcomes: at the end of the lesson, the students will be able to understand the importance of personal values and virtues in one's life. Though humans can communicate better and faster through modern communication or means, but still they are lonely. This is of primary importance. We have to understand we are able to communicate better and faster, but are we communicating in the right way? Is communication losing its essence? Is it becoming a one-sided communication? Why is it that in spite of so much of communication that occurs all through the world, messages keep flying all over the world, but still every person is lonely? At the end, the student can understand or comprehend the meaning of a positive attitude in life, or the requirement of a positive attitude in life without the social media or without technology. Author Hema Raghavan has essayed Professional Guides to Cultivating Humanity. Who is Hema Raghavan? Let us have a bit of introduction to her. Hema Raghavan started her career in the industry in Yahoo Labs. She heads the team that builds artificial intelligence and makeup language. She is also a research staff member at IBM, a software tech. This article was published in Bhavan's journal. She has built a lot in the area of search and advertising. A cursory look at her biodata reveals the fact that she is not a conventional writer as such, but then as she involves herself, or as she is working primarily in the artificial intelligence or the software sectors, maybe she is always surrounded by machines, and somewhere she has come to the conclusion that the communication with machines has lost humanity in the process. So maybe she wants to express her thoughts regarding this in the essay. Introduction: Professional Guides to Cultivating Humanity. Everything starts with there is always a beginning. Now for Hema Raghavan also, during the new year, the cursory emails that we keep receiving that are forwarded all the time, she received an email. This particular email was slightly different from the usual email wishing everyone a prosperous or a happy new year, which keeps being recycled every year for that matter. But this particular email was slightly different. The email began, it was in the form of a new year advertisement. It began with the phrase urgently needed. Usually urgently needed is a phrase that we see for any job requirement as such. So the moment Hema Raghavan chanced upon this email, which began with urgently needed, she was hooked. So out of curiosity, as she went through the email, numerous thoughts sprung up in her mind, which she has put across or which she has expressed in detail in her essay professional guides to cultivating humanity. She says we need 6 professionals to make our world a beautiful place. Professionals refer to any person for that matter who is quite proficient in that particular field or art. And who are the 6 professionals that she is referring to, that we shall look later. But then she is also of the opinion that none of us are aware of our potential. This is absolutely true. We are not aware of our potential. In fact, we don't even try to find out what our true potential is. Like the cow herd, we keep following what the rest of the society is doing. We are also in the rat race. Whatever everybody is doing, we too do the same. None of us realize that all of us have some inherent potential. We just need to find out our true calling. We also need the electric current of words, emotions and gestures and physical togetherness to connect people. We are always surrounded by machines. Machines do not give us emotions and gestures, which is lacking, which is quite present in the human interaction. The changes which is brought in our society and our lives are due to modern technology. Yes, our lives are completely changed due to the advent of modern technology. But have our lives become better? That is a question we need to answer ourselves. If you really look at it that way, when you enter your house, you take a count of all the things that are in the house. You will realize that more than the number of people in the house, the number of things in the house outnumber them by more than 100 or so. So it just shows that we have surrounded ourselves with a lot of modern technology to make our lives better. But is our life really becoming better? And we have also lost human touch. We are in touch with our near and dear ones, but the human contact or the human element in the interaction is missing. And social media has become a part and parcel of our lives. If you are not on social media, it is as if our existence is not at all considered. Presence on social media is considered as an integral part, but then really whatever is shown on social media need not be necessarily true. And then the author also say we can learn good values from people in different professions like an electrician, an optician, a construction worker, an artist, a gardener and a maths teacher. Now, according to that email that she received, it says urgently required, and these were the 6 professional guides which were required. It continued, it said, an electrician to light up the relationship, an optician to change the outlook of life, an artist to draw a smile, a construction worker to reconstruct the society, a gardener to cultivate good thoughts and good acts, a maths teacher to cultivate humanity by counting on each other. Yes, this email should be sent to all the people throughout the world, because the simple email in the form of a job requirement shows how these 6 professional guides are a prerequisite for every modern individual living in the world. It says an electrician is required to light up the relationships or to restore the current between people that do not speak to to each other anymore. An optician is required to change the outlook that we have of life. We always seem to have a particular outlook in life and we keep proceeding in that direction. We have to understand once we open our mind, our perspective is changed, our life also becomes better. An artist is required to draw a smile on the face of people which seems to be missing everywhere. A construction worker is required to reconstruct the society which is divided among various lines like religion, caste, etc. A gardener is required to cultivate good thoughts and good acts which will grow into good trees or make our life better. A maths teacher is required not to teach us maths but to cultivate humanity by counting on each other. And one simple thing that we tend to overlook is this: these are all the professionals which we seek out when there is a requirement. But then the author is of a simple opinion. All of us can be these and make our lives better. What she intends to say is, according to the situation, we can done up or we can opt for these professional lifestyle, and as a result we can bring about a positivity in our life. According to the situation, we can become an electrician, we can become an optician, we can become an artist, we can do the work of a construction worker, we can also do the work of a gardener and also imitate a maths teacher, which in turn will help our life become better. How true? And then the author says it is definitely true. How true that we just need 6 professionals to make our world a beautiful place. Yes, in spite of innumerable problems that are prevalent in the world, all we need is just 6 professionals to make our world a beautiful place. It is also true that all of us have within us the makings of an electrician, an optician, an artist, a construction worker, a gardener and mathematics teacher, though none of us are aware of such potential inherent in us. This is definitely true. According to the situation, we can be any of these 6 professionals. When we have the inherent potential, why go in search of outside remedies? Like the elephant which does not know its own strength, we do not know our inherent strength. That is true. If you observe an elephant which is tamed by a mahout, at times the mahout ties the elephant to a small string and to a small pole the elephant is tied. The elephant is not aware of the inherent potential that it possesses, and with just a small turn the pole to which it is tied also will come out. But then the elephant thinks that it is tied to the rope, and the rope or the pole is actually keeping it confined to the place. We too are like that. We are not aware of our inherent strength. If only we become these 6 professionals according to the situation, our life will be a beautiful place. The spark in us seems to be like a lamp in a bushel, and therefore we remain in darkness. Why are we staying in darkness when there is spark within us? Matthew Arnold's scholar Gypsy, there is a quotation here which he quotes here. Matthew Arnold in Scholar Gypsy says, "We wait for the spark to fall from heaven. We always expect miracles to happen. Why do we wait for outside help? Why do we wait for God to come down from heaven and light up the spark? We have the inherent spark within ourselves. Maybe if only we could just ignite that spark, the world will be a better place." Now, the introductory session was dealt in detail. Let us try to assess ourselves. According to Hema Raghavan, how many professionals are needed to make our world a beautiful place? The options provided are 7, 12, 6 or 2, and the answer is option C, 6. This is also an important question for the 2-mark format. According to Hema Raghavan, 6 professionals are needed to make our world a beautiful place. Hema Raghavan is the head of which team? If you had listened to the introduction of the author, then you will be knowing the answer. The options provided are artificial intelligence and makeup language, science and technology, National Geographic, art and craft. The answer is Hema Raghavan is the head of artificial intelligence and makeup language. Maybe this is one important reason as to why Hema Raghavan came up with this essay. As she is involved in artificial intelligence, which requires working a lot with machines, modern technology, robots for that example, maybe she has felt that she is missing out the human element or the human contact. So she is trying to advise us, she is trying to give us a lot of information as to how, by using only these 6 professional attitudes in our life, we can make our lives better. Why is an electrician urgently needed? Yes, the options provided are to restore the current between the people that do not speak to each other anymore, to light up the room, to avoid boredom, or none of the above. Yes, if you take at the face value, an electrician is required to set right any defects in electrical devices. No, here in this essay, she is referring to an electrician among within ourselves. And why is it required? An electrician is urgently needed to restore or put it back the current between people that do not speak to each other anymore. Option A is the answer. It is nothing but to restore communication, to restore the faults in the relationships. The 4th question, according to the author, we do not know our inherent dash. Inherent means within us, lying within us. And what are the options provided? Wisdom, love, strength or hatred. And the answer is, according to the author, we do not know our inherent strength. The last question, the human communication through modern technology is dash, incomplete, impersonal, unavoidable or stressful. If you really look at it that way, communication is there everywhere, but human communication through modern technology is definitely complete, it is definitely fast moving, but it is impersonal. The human element is missing. So the answer is option B, impersonal. The reference for this session: thank you.